This is probably what I'm most excited about, what we're doing in here.
That area is just gonna be awesome.
A visual and everything.
Yeah, that makes the biggest difference.
All right, guys, we got all our workers over here, so today we're gonna be busy. Y'all saw in the last video, we took all that down as a little sketch.
Just a little bit.
We had the concrete people come out, which is awesome. We walked through it all yesterday, did all that stuff. So today we're gonna show you guys a little bit more in depth of what we're doing, where this the bin's going, everything.
Yeah.
Some of it has changed. All right, so I went and just cut a bunch of stakes. I'm gonna paint them orange so you guys can see it a little easier. We should just paint our dogs so we can see them better. Oh, calm down. All right, so we need to come out 10 foot our front porch. So we're gonna move all the leaves because we're gonna paint, and leaves and paint don't really go well together. So I'm gonna try to line it up the best I can. That's pretty good. All right, so you can tell Danielle's already shed a layer.
Yeah.
It's cold, but it still gets pretty hot whenever you're layered up. So we marked this out. We're gonna come out for our sidewalks and everything, and we'll really start to dial it in, paint on the ground, show you guys. Hopefully, it'll really be a good visual. 4 foot out. All right, so the main parts of it is that all the way around, and I think you guys can see it pretty well. I'm actually surprised that it shows up that good.
It really does.
Now that it's a visual, you wish we were going a little bigger?
No.
Okay, cool. We are gonna go a little bit bigger on the porch. We're gonna do 12 foot, but
I just think the big thing, we're not gonna be hanging out on the porch too much. There's other areas that you guys will see.
yeah.
I think there's gonna be plenty.
And for me, so our porch will be 10 feet high because that's where I put the board. If you guys remember the framing, it'll come out 10 foot, and then the doors and windows and everything underneath, a lot less chance of water leaking in there. That's why we're designing this way. We're building ourselves. We want every spot to be the least amount where water can get in.
All right, I know you guys are so excited, but before we show you the grain bin stuff, we're gonna show you where the doors, windows, all that stuff.
All right, so clearly it's gonna be our porch, 10 foot, and right smack dab in the middle, we're gonna have our door. So when you walk in, again, like we said, you're gonna see the open ceiling with the exposed beams. So what we were told by the concrete crew was, let us know exactly where the door is, how big. They'll pour a step out and they'll make it a little wider. That way, whenever you step down, it's on a step. We'll talk about all the stuff later of our elevations. So your average front door is 36 inches to 38, something like that, unless you have an oversized. We know this line is perfectly in the middle. So half of 36 is 18. We're gonna put the 18 mark up here where it's in line, and we know that's where it'll be, and right here. So our step will probably end up being something along those lines. So over here is going to be more of the kitchen area, and we're going to have a door that comes out. The front door is over there, the back's over there, just to get your bearings. And we're going to come over a little bit, and right here is where the door will be, 36. And then our step will probably end up being roughly like that. So we'll end up coming out and everything right here, so we can go to the area where the grain bin is directly behind the camera, which we said is going to end up being a place on the deck. It'll make a lot more sense later. All right, guys, ignore the dogs in there playing. This is going to be our back door. It's not going to be 100% perfect in the slab because clearly, if you can tell by the plumbing, backing's going to be right there. It'll cut, and then we'll have a hallway, and the door will be right in the middle. So it'll be a little bit offset from the back, but we'll have a hallway. It really won't matter, and I think it'll look perfectly fine. And then we'll have a window back here. So We do have a 6-foot porch back here, and I know that sounds weird, but with the estimate we already had and everything, it worked out great. We took the 60 square foot off the front. Instead of doing 12 foot, we put 10 foot, and we added it back here. We were already gonna have a little 6-foot porch just over the door. Now we're gonna extend the whole back as a 6 foot, and we can cover it. We could do a little mud room, we could do a laundry room, we could do anything back here. So I think that's gonna play out good. That'll be later, but for now, that's where our door's gonna be. The big thing, the hallway to the grain bin and all that. If you guys remember when we did the slab pour and all that stuff, we dug a trench right down the middle for our beam of the slab. And originally it was gonna be a little different. It's still gonna be somewhat the same, but it's not gonna be 100% center or anything. So 18 foot comes right here, which is where our wall will go, and the hallway has to go that way. Well, we can't put the hallway directly in the center. It'll be fairly close, it'll be a little off, but our wall will end up going right here. So 18 is right here, and then we need a 4-foot hallway. So if I'm standing right here on 17, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be right here. So the middle of the slab is right here, and it's gonna be a little bit off the center, which honestly, the only way you'd be able to tell is if you're looking from above. So now you know where our hallway is. Let's see. We're gonna do a 10-foot breezeway, which this won't be perfectly straight, but it'll get us close. So, be to there to here, and then I think it's more straight, is roughly here. I'm going off the line. And then it'll be 4 foot over and straight. So it's gonna look real small as a hallway, but we don't need anything massive. So I think it'll end up playing out pretty well. And then we'll mark this up, and then we'll start marking out the big grain bin slab. This line won't be perfect, but it'll be close enough to tell. It's all gonna get washed away and moved when they do dirt work. Right, so if our hallway is right here, we're gonna hook it on. In theory, I think this is correct. We'll do 2 foot, which is the middle, and it's a 24-foot bin. So now from this mark, we'll go out 12, we'll put a string, and then we'll do a big circle, and that should be exactly where the bin will go.
Plenty of room go around.
Oh yeah. All right, so hopefully you could see all this. I'm gonna try to get the drone in the air, get B-roll shots so you can see all this really good. I think we've kind of talked about it when we talked about the plan, but a visual and everything.
Yeah, that makes the biggest difference. I don't know.
Especially for us, it makes a huge difference. I'm pretty good at visualizing. We talked about it on Coffee with the Crockers, but Danielle is not, so we're complete opposites. So the best thing we can do, I'll visualize it, we'll draw it out, you can see it, and as of right now, I really think this is looking pretty good. How about staying in the middle so we could see what it looks like and how big, where the porch is, where Danielle is and everything. I mean, this is gonna be awesome. So whenever we were telling y'all everything to expose, no secrets, I was telling you the grain bin is 18-foot walls, and that right there is about 16, but the elevation drops, so the roof will be about the same as that. Maybe the top of the roof might be a little bit more, but it's gonna be a big house. Like, this is gonna be 1,600 square foot. We went from like, let's design tiny houses to a full-blown house. It's gonna be, and we haven't fully disclosed what we're doing in the grain bin because we got to keep something slightly secret, but it's gonna be, this is probably what I'm most excited about, what we're doing in here. It's gonna be awesome. All right guys, so like I just said, we went from tiny house to big house, but why? What are we doing?
So tiny house for us is perfect.
Yes.
But if we're wanting to expand our family, this is for our future family.
Yes, and we told you guys originally that the grain bin was going to end up being a guest house, and I think some people think we're building a guest house, we're building a house, and it's just going to be like a hallway in between. It's going to be one big house all together, and again, this is to future-proof. We could have put it on the deck, which, why are we wasting the deck?
It's not a waste. I think I'm I don't know what I'm more excited. Oh, I guess I'm more excited
The
about
grain
the
bin,
house.
or
But
that area.
That area is just going to be awesome.
Yeah, so it's not a waste. The deck is going to be 100% used. If you kind of paid attention when we were taking it out, I said we're leaving post to keep as our banister all the way around. So to have all that, it's just really going to flow all together, and it's going to be super nice. But when it's going to take us a little while to do everything, but when it's done, oh my gosh, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be awesome. This is literally, I thought we were building our dream house and stuff before. I think this truly is. So we talked about on Coffee Crockers and the Crocker Life. We got a big mound of rock and we need about 9 more. And we're spending about $5,000 worth of rock to build all this up. We put dirt and rock is going to fill everything else up. Well, we are stepping down our hallway into the grain bin. So in this area right here, it's not going to be a direct slope. We're going to fill it out and it's going to be more of a not as bad of a slope, and then we'll do retaining walls and everything. It'll be landscape or small yard, like a little grass and whatever. So don't start thinking crazy ideas that it's just going to be like that and it's just going to be a slope down and everything because of the rain. These people that do concrete do it all. They do French drains, drainage, all this type of stuff, and they've actually done spray foam insulation in the past. They've done a bunch of different things, and they have really truly taken the time with us day after day after day, figuring out how to do everything. And when they came out yesterday, we decided, we decided that all the slab that we just showed you, not the grain bin or the hallway, but all the sidewalks, porches, everything from the house is going to step down 6 inches. And that's going to give us, 1, where water can't get in, and then 2, less that you have to build the ground up. You want to build the ground up the least amount as possible, and then also we'll have little step ups into the house and everything. That's why we showed that they're going to be steps at the doors. So it may look crazy with elevation, but when it's done, and hopefully Mother Nature will be cool with us, we can't pour until we have 48-hour window of 40 degrees and above. And unfortunately, we have a polar vortex about to hit.